Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Alex. Today we're going to do something very different here on YouTube. I told you I was going to bring back original content. Woo! The Nature Boy! The Nature Boy's back! 16-time world heavyweight champion, baby! Woo! Alright, I'm getting a little too excited. I know if I was to show this to my co-workers at work, they'd be like, Alex, you got to tone it down. You got way too much energy, man. You need to have that energy when you at the work. Now we know what be wrong with you before you get to work. You be on YouTube too much. All right, today's video topic is going to be sex talk. Why women and men play mind games. Yes, I'm taking it to that level. This is something that on YouTube that most people, they touch on the subject, but nobody really wants to go into full depth. And if they do, it's only a few people who will break down the psychology of mind games. Why men and women play games with each other when they're trying to get into friendships and relationships and marriage and all that other stuff. So I'm going to give my take on the video to explain the problems that we have in the dating game of 2018, because you do know that there are a lot of men angry and frustrated, and there are a lot of women angry and frustrated. And this is not a biased video, so I don't want no one saying you're just picking on the women and you just leaving the men have a pass, or you talking about the men and you just leave the women with a pass. I'm talking about both sexes like to play a lot of games. I'm talking about people like myself and other people included who may not necessarily play mind games, but gets forced to playing mind games. So I'm gonna break it down. Let's start with women, because women are first. And ladies, don't be coming to my comment section and going, you always throwing us under the bus. You always give the men on your channel a pass, because y'all first, but there's an old saying, save the best for last. So if you men are laughing when I clown the females, don't be laughing too hard, because when I'm done with the females, I'm clowning your ass next. Like what Bill Goldberg said in professional wrestling, who's next? Yeah, so don't get too comfortable laughing what I say about women when they play mind games. Because when I'm done with the females, I'm going to come over to the guys and explain why the guys have the problem. So let's start with females. Now, women from the age of 18 to 27, sometimes 28, 29 in some cases. The reason why some women, not all, some women, or we could say the vast majority, the reason why some women play mind games is because mind games in a metaphor is in the form of a shit test. Mind games is a shit test is a mind game. Now in my other videos, I made one called I Don't Know Is No, because there was a lot of men complaining about getting women's phone numbers, home phone number, email address, and they would get blown off every single time. Then I made another video about women being undercover freaks, part 1 and part 2, in conjunction with the video of women having tattoos. But that was different aspects of women playing mind games. Here we go. We're gonna get to the root of the problem, because I did make videos of part 1 and part 2 of she's sexy but she's feminist, and I said in those videos that women, when they get onto the job world, they swore revenge on the men that made their life hell. Here we go kind of reiterate that into this video, so let's get into it. Now, women who play mind games, from what I understand, from what my mom told me, God rest her soul, when my mom lost her battle to breast cancer, but when my mom was alive, my mom used to have this serious look on her face, and she used to always tell me, do you want to be in a relationship? And I would say, yeah. And my mom would look at me and say, you don't say yeah when somebody asks you a question. I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to be in a relationship with a woman? And I said, yes. And she said, do not ever let me catch you come into this world and a woman asks you that very question, because if you say yeah, like Little John and the East Side Boys, that woman's gonna go, okay, this man ain't serious about being in no relationship, so you better say yes. Like when Chris Rock went on stage in 2005 and Chris Rock said yes like 15 times, Chris Rock was trying to tell you that if a woman asks you a question, you're supposed to say yes. Like Daniel Bryan, the professional wrestler, just say yes, 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 until pigs can fly into outer space. Now I know that's a blatant exaggeration, if you will, but you're supposed to say yes. Now, when a woman gets hurt, I'm talking about when a woman's in high school and she has a crush on the basketball players, the football players, the baseball players, the soccer players, and these guys reject her. When a woman first gets rejected, first reaction is confusion because she doesn't understand why she got rejected. Am I fat? Am I ugly? Am I too tall? Am I too short? Am I skinny? Well, I'm light skinned, I'm brown skinned, I'm dark skinned, I'm mixed up. Well, what's the problem? You know, confusion. The second thing is anger, because she doesn't seem to understand the frustration of being told no by a jock. And then, of course, emotions. She gonna cry because it's painful to be told you're not wanted. And usually that's the first three reasons why a woman ultimately goes from a victim to I want to victimize the men who do it to women. So when you get a woman that's confused, then there's anger and then there's emotion, it's going to drive her to want to get revenge, petty revenge. Now let's talk about why some guys find themselves being victimized by a female that they find physically, sexually attractive. A lot of times it's because that girl got played when she was real young. Like if a girl is 15, 16, 17 years old and she had a crush on a basketball player and the basketball player go, I don't want to ever date you. I don't even want to have sex with you. Just the idea that it's a desirable man, an alpha male, telling a woman, I don't find you physically, sexually attractive, that could cause a psychological scar on the woman. And not just a scar on a woman, but that could cause, I don't want to say it caused brain damage, but it's something that takes a while for her to get over. It could be 6 months that she get over it. It could be a year. It could be 4 years before she gets over that humiliation. So if a woman gets humiliated too many times, she's going to ultimately turn to petty revenge because she's been hurt too many times. And when a woman gets hurt, it's hard for a guy, the next guy, to come along and try to get her to open up, try to get her to sit down and talk. It becomes impossible for you to do that. So ultimately, people like me and you suffer because the last guy not only broke the girl's heart, but he kept playing games with the girl and he wasn't serious. So now the woman has it in her head, all men are assholes, all men are jackasses, and all men are dogs. Even if you're not an asshole and you're not a jackass, in her mind, you're still an asshole and you're still a jackass. Even if you try to give her 50 reasons why you're not an asshole, in her mind, you're still an asshole. Even if you try to say, I'm not an asshole, I'm not like the last man, in her mind, you're proven until proven innocent. You're guilty until proven innocent. Now, I know people are going like, why is Alex bringing court in here? Because that's how women sometimes look at us. And then they know you like to look at other females, so that's probably why they'll do that. Now, when a woman decides to give you a fake phone number or prank call you, the problem with that is she's shit testing you. She's trying to see if she can challenge your intelligence. Because let's be honest, men are bigger, men are stronger, men are faster, and women are not going to be able to compete with our physicality. But there is one area that women will always kick our ass. This right here. They always seem to always kick our ass. Even I get my ass kicked. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I've got my ass kicked as of lately. When I go to my job, there's a girl with green hair that turns Super Saiyan and I get my ass kicked. Even if I say I'm tough and I'm strong, but mentally she whooped my ass. And other guys will walk up to me and say, you know, that girl that's got green hair that work at our store, she whooped your ass mentally. Like, I'm here to let you know you big and strong and you my homie and all, but that woman whooped your ass mentally. And we can see it in your facial expression. We can see it in your body language. She whooped your ass. So you might as well be nice to her and stop being an asshole because she whooped your ass mentally. You know, she can tell that you don't like to do certain things. At my second job, I got my ass whooped by another female mentally. Cause, you know, certain shit. And even in college, I had some girls whoop my ass mentally. Now, does that mean that I'm not an alpha male? No. What that means is you need to pay more close attention to what's going around in your surroundings. You know how they say, don't be going to the bank at nighttime by yourself because somebody might rob you for your money? Well, it's the same thing with this. You got to pay attention to what type of females y'all be talking to. See, a lot of times us men are a little guilty of this. We watch those hip hop rap videos. We see the movies and the TV shows, and we be like, I want Kim Kardashian. And then you see the shit that happens to the men that date Kim Kardashian. Those men weren't 100% mentally prepared for the outcome. And then those guys be fucked 4 ways from Sunday. It ain't Kim Kardashian's fault. It's the man's fault, because if the man was prepared, the man wouldn't be in the situation that he's in. I'm just giving you a prime example. At the same time, then you have the guys who don't cheat on women, who have never done anything disrespectful to women in their entire life, always respect women, and they get fake phone numbers, fake email addresses, they get the runaround, they invite a woman to lunch, she don't show up for 2 hours, they try to invite her to dinner, she don't show up for 2 hours, they try to take her to the park for a picnic, she don't show up for 3 hours, and that guy be scratching his head trying to figure out, what did I do wrong and what did I deserve for her to do this? All that whole entire time she's doing it to play games with you, to see how you tick emotionally, to see how you react when someone doesn't give you what you want. She want to know, what does it feel like to have someone play with your emotions and see what does it feel like? Now, it's one thing, ladies, if it's a guy that's an asshole and he deserves it. But when you do it to a guy who's always respected women, always appreciated women's company, and you do it to him, well, that's not good, because now he has it in his mind that all women are like that, when in reality, not all women are like that. It's the vast majority. So if a guy walks down the street and sees a beautiful white woman that's in her mid-20s with a nice athletic build, he now doesn't want to talk to that woman because his fear is, I might get rejected because if I spit game at her, she might say no, and then she might make me play mind games, so I don't even want to deal with that. And that's where a lot of men get angry, frustrated, and that's when you see a lot of men start lowering their standards, which a lot of people in society deems that terrible. And you see guys start messing with women that's in their late 30s, 40s, and their 50s and their 60s because they think if they date older women that they're getting away from the problem. And I'm going to make another future YouTube video about guys that actually think that older women are better. I'm going to slam those guys for thinking that. Because even if you date older women, there is another category of problems that you run into with that. But we're not going to talk about this all in this one video because it'll be too chaotic, too confusing, and the message of this video won't even get across. You won't even understand the true intentions of this video. You'd be like, rewind the video because I didn't catch what you said in the video. Then I would have to break the video down into 3 videos just to explain my full synopsis of what I'm trying to explain in this video. You'll get confused if I start bringing in 7 different random topics and then I contradict myself, and then you go in the comment section and say, hey bro, what you say in the video ain't matching the name of the title. Because it's happened before in the past. People have commented in the comment section and said, hey bro, some ain't adding up in this video, and I've had to make 5 videos just to explain the subject matter. So that's why I say that. It becomes frustrating for a lot of men. You see men all of a sudden dating fat women that are 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds. You see guys going midtown, better known as men on strike. Guys going 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, not even talking to women at all because they can't seem to figure out what's the point of women playing mind games. You get a blue collar worker, a guy that has a 9-to-5 job. He pays his bills, he files his taxes, he either has a house or an apartment, he has a car. He might have more than one job, he might have 2 jobs, hell, he might have 3 jobs, or he might have his own private business or his own private company, and he meets a beautiful, attractive woman. Doesn't matter if she's black, white, Latino, or Asian, or mixed, from the ages of 18 to 29, and all of a sudden he get a phone number, and he tries to call that phone number a total of 3 times in 1 week, and it either goes to voicemail message or it's been blocked. And then he starts to scratch his head and go, well, I got a house, I got a car, I got 2 jobs, I look good, I go to the gym, I work out, so what's the problem? That's where the problem comes in. You are doing all the things that women ask you to do, and then women play this game with you. And then you find yourself pursuing this woman not once. I'm going to do the LeBron James. I can't help myself. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. You find yourself making 9 attempts to talk to one woman. So then you spend all this extra time and energy talking to a woman, and you're pursuing her a total of 9 times. And then that leads to her calling the police, getting a restraining order because you are now stalking her because you want a further explanation and she won't give you one. But then you see her doing that to 5 other guys and the same thing happens to them too. And then you are going, I know I'm not going insane. She doing it to every guy. Like, it don't make no sense. And then we try to make logic sense out of it. And the female be like, well, that's just what I like to do. And then the guy be like, but why you gotta make me play a game if I'm interested? And basically what the woman is shit testing you is to see how do you react under pressure. It's like the woman's a basketball coach and you're a basketball player and they saw some potential in you, but as time went on, that potential disappeared and they began to lose interest in you. And then men complain, well, this woman's making me do a lot of work. I'm buying new clothes, I'm buying new shoes, I'm getting a haircut, I'm going to the dentist to get my teeth fixed. What is it that I'm not doing right for you to tell me I'm not good enough to get with you? And you see, ladies, here's what I have a problem with women doing this. Men play games too. And you see, here's the big problem that I think I want most women to understand. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Latino, Asian, mixed, from the age of 18 to 29. Here's what I want the vast majority of you women to understand. Here's what I want you to understand. It's not good for you to punish and make men suffer who have done absolutely nothing to you. Now, if the guy's an asshole, then okay, fine. If the guy cheated on you 2 to 3 times, fine, he deserves it. But if it's a guy that's never done any of those things and you're just doing it just for personal fun and entertainment, that's not good. Because what's going to happen is he's going to sit there and watch how you do him messed up, and then what's going to happen is 1 year going to go by, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years going to go by. And what's going to happen is he going to play a game that men like to call pump and dump. That means when he finally gets the girl and he has sex with the girl, no sooner than he has sex with the girl, he dumps the girl away like trash. And the reason why most men end up becoming dogs It's because they get their feelings hurt, their heart broken, they got played. A woman gave them a fake phone number, a fake email address. A woman promised them lunch or dinner, and the girl stood the guy up, didn't show up to lunch for 2 hours. The guy asked the girl out to dinner, she didn't show up for 2 hours. The guy asked the girl to a picnic, she didn't show up for 3 hours. And the man felt like it was a spit in the face, it was a slap in the face. And then when 5 years go by, 10 years go by, and you get between the ages of 30 to 35 years old as a woman, you start complaining that don't no man want to take you out to lunch and dinner. Ain't no man interested in you all of a sudden because you've made it that way. And then men start pumping and dumping women. So then when the next man comes along and wants to date a woman, that man catches World War III, and the man be shaking his head like, this is some fucked up shit. It's all fucked up. It's real fucked up. It's World War III. The man can't even catch a break because the last man had sex with the girl and dumped the girl. So now every time a man tries to explain his situation, the woman's like, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't matter if you're a black man, a white man, a Mexican man, an Asian man. Don't matter if you're from Russia, Germany, Paris, France, London, England. No matter how many times you explain your situation, a woman's like, oh, hell no. You ain't talking to me because y'all are dogs. And you see what makes us men bad is that you ruin it for the next man. You get a man that has a house, has a car, has 2 jobs. You have a man that makes money, pays his bills, files his taxes, and when he decides he wants a beautiful woman in his life, you destroy that opportunity for the next man. So then that man has to suffer for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and then that man doesn't have that many choices available because the last man decided, I want to have sex with 1 woman, 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 women. And you didn't even take that other man's feelings into consideration. I'm not talking about women no more. I'm talking about men. You have men who disrespect other men. And that leads that man scratching his head saying, so I can't have no woman in my life because this guy wants to be a pimp. This guy wants to be the Mac. This guy wants to be the player. So I can't have not one single woman in my life because you want to have sex with all the women. Then you want to dump all the women, and then when I get one, the woman looking at me like I'm a serial killer from a horror movie, and then I can't catch a break. Because you do have some men out there that do play games. You got men that will take their house phone and put it on private and then call the girl, because if they call from their cell phone, then the girl can trace the cell phone, whereas a house phone, you can't trace no house phone. That's playing games with a woman. You got guys that will intentionally on purpose spend a night at their mom's house or at their dad's house and lie and say that that's their house because they don't want the woman to find out this man ain't got no house of his own. Or if he lives in an apartment, he'll roommate with his best friend from college and lie and say that's my apartment when he's roommating because he doesn't want the woman to find out he don't have his own place. That's playing games with women, men. Then you got the motherfuckers who borrow their best friend's truck, car, motorcycle, lie, claim it's their shit, and then lie to the female because you don't want the female to find out you don't have your own house. You don't have your own car, truck, or motorcycle. And you fuck it up for someone like me. So that when I come along, smiling, buff, and athletic body, this is what I get. Motherfucker, please. And I get that every single time. So then it puts me and other men in a frustrating position like, what can I do to show this woman that I'm not like all the other men? That's frustrating. And the average man can't seem to catch a break because you guys keep doing it. It ain't just professional athletes and professional sports and entertainers doing it. You got regular men with 9 to 5 jobs that do this. So you destroy another man's opportunity with a woman. So then that man has to turn around and look at you and go, dog,
why are you killing my opportunity with a female? Like, why you got to play games with this female? And then you get a situation where a guy already has a girlfriend, but he want to be greedy. He want to have 2 girlfriends, 3 girlfriends, 4 girlfriends, 5 girlfriends. And then you get upset when the guy complains and confronts you about, bruh, I ain't trying to hate on your game, but the rest of us can't even get one single woman in our life. And you in here showing off in the street that you got multiple females chasing you. Now, I'm not saying there ain't nothing wrong with multiple females chasing you, but try to look behind you and see what man's behind you that is struggling to either be in a friendship or in a relationship with a woman. And a lot of times that's what caused most men to join Midtown. Now, the females, the reason why I said shame on y'all in the first half of the video is because a lot of the women who do this, see, a lot of people get the mistaken that high class women do this, but there are studies now that you got some middle class and some low class women who do this. And they be beautiful, attractive nerd women, nerdy girls who do this. And a lot of the men be scratching their head trying to figure out, if I got a house and I got a car and I got 2 jobs, what's the point of me playing mind games? What's the point of me playing or taking a shit test? And you see, it ain't until, and here's the one thing I'm going to say before I end this video, because I don't want this video to be too damn long. Then it'll take a long time to upload. Here's the one thing I don't like what you women do. Here's what I don't like, women. I don't like it when you reject a man and then you get this nasty little habit of you reject him not once, but you reject him a total of 5 times, because what happens is the man figures out how to play the game, and then he takes your own game and he turns the game on you, and then he rejects you and blows you off, and then he basically goes out into the world and takes that strategy and uses it on other women. You make other women look bad, ladies, because then a woman say, I want a nice, good-looking man, not necessarily a fucking nice guy, but might want a good-looking guy and can't get one because you got one woman that's ruining it for the rest of the females. So you got women messing it up for women, so you kill other women's golden opportunity, and you got some jackass men out here who kill other men's opportunities. So both sexes are at fault. Women messed up, men are messed up. I don't want no one coming to my YouTube channel saying I'm biased and you put all the blame on women, you put all the blame on men. It's 50-50 split down the middle. Women take some blame, men take some blame. I'm not giving nobody a pass in this YouTube video. I'm fair and impartial. Men do some cold, grimy shit to women. Women do some cold, grimy shit to men. The difference is who's man enough and responsible enough to look themselves in the mirror and say, I fucked up big time. I can say it, I fucked up big time. But the question is, can other real men step up to the plate and say, I fucked up? That's basically what I'm getting to the bones of this video. So I know this might be a long, lengthy video. Until then, peace.